So I want to talk about this, and we might go into Joey's show a little bit, but that's fine. Joey can wait. He made me wait.
He makes you wait all the time.
He makes me wait all the time. So I didn't get to talk about it, but Vladimir Putin, apparently he was traveling somewhere via helicopter, and they tried to shoot him down with a bunch of drones. So they tried to assassinate Putin.
Yep.
And now, following that story, there's been a bunch of people saying that it didn't happen and that they're lying. They're trying to say that the state media in Russia was reporting that he traveled via motorcade and he was never in a helicopter. Conflicting stuff. He said, she said bullshit, right?
Yep.
I lean towards they absolutely did try to shoot him down. And whether it's a false flag or not, we're seeing all these escalations. The peace talks are breaking down. President Trump's been making comments about how Putin's becoming dangerous. It doesn't look good. It's not looking good. Now we have this story from Reuters. Russia amasses over 50,000 troops for an offensive on the northeastern of part of Ukraine. This is according to Zelensky. So it seems like Putin is gearing up for another offensive. So,
oh, sorry, go for it.
I was just gonna say. So I'm honestly not surprised when you look at all the stories. So even besides this, before you get into whatever you guys were gonna say, I also have this story that I don't know if anyone's been talking about, but Britain is openly talking about paying millions, if not billions of dollars for a military group of hackers to attack Russia.
Yep.
You're openly saying you're attacking Russia. So, of course, Putin is like, fuck this. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a nuke drop in the next couple months. Like, it's ridiculous, the escalation that these countries are bringing upon him.
So, Joey and I talked about this yesterday, and we were wondering if it wasn't a false flag, or because apparently 16 drones came out of nowhere and they were able to shoot down all 16. So either A, it was a false flag attempt, B, Putin did it himself, or C, we've got some kind of rogue group that's trying to stir the pot. So it could be a combination of A, B, and C. You know, somebody tried to create a false flag and they're like, no, and
I wouldn't be surprised if it
went into effect. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was someone in the UK at this point. The UK keeps saying that they want the war.
That's the third party, aspect of it. And I was like, you know what? It could just be a rogue person trying to start a war, because Zelensky will lose so much from this war if he stops it now. If we get peace, Zelensky is going to come out to be an awful man and a war criminal, and
he'll end up in prison and all of his yachts will be taken.
Oh yeah,
it's the exact same thing with Netanyahu. You know, like that's why we're seeing escalation on both. Is like, in my opinion, Netanyahu's equally as corrupt as Zelensky. They're both trying to escalate things to get attention on them, to get aid from other countries, get free money. And, Ukraine specifically has been so corrupt for so long that it's apparent as to exactly why he would be doing what he's doing, Like, I don't think they're honest actors in this situation.
Yeah, no, and it keeps escalating. We want the peace, but that's why I said maybe the UK is a part of this assassination attempt, because we have this story right here. I have up on screen. I'll read it. I'll read it right here. It says the British military is to spend more than $1 billion on artificial intelligence and a hacking attack team, not defense.
Jeez.
It says attack team. The defense secretary has announced. John Healey vowed to give armed forces more power online to target hostile states such as Vladimir Putin's Russia, as he warned that keyboard has become a weapon of war. So they're outright saying they want the war. We've had stories going back a few months now saying that they want boots on the ground, actual soldiers on the ground fighting Russia. The Ukrainian President Zelensky the UK, Britain, all these fucking places, they have no interest in de-escalation, and that's
No.
why these talks keep breaking down between Trump and Putin, because you have all these third parties and Zelensky himself trying to sabotage the peace talks.
Well, war brings money.
Yep.
I mean,
war is very profitable.
Yeah.
Well, war is very profitable, so they're not going to want to get peace out of any of this. They're going to try to make it escalate.
Absolutely. It's just sad to see. I mean, we see how many people have died in Ukraine. I haven't seen the recent numbers, but the average age of a Ukrainian soldier was in the 40s. Their younger population has been decimated. It's gone. What is Zelensky? What are their people fighting for at this point? That literally they're gonna have nobody if this war continues. So I just don't understand.
Did you guys watch the Ben Shapiro interview with Zelensky?
I did not.
There's an interesting part at the beginning where they're talking about, or rather, Ben Shapiro is talking about him sitting down during the religious council that all these different churches had with Zelensky, and one of the main topics was encouraging reproduction and growing children. And it's like they're obviously aware that they have decimated their entire next generation of children growing up to inherit that country.
Well, a lot of people weren't talking about it, but they were drafting 60-year-olds. They started drafting young women at one point.
It's horrible.
It got crazy over there. They were almost at the point where it was like World War II Nazi Germany. They were going to start drafting goddamn 12-year-olds. It's crazy. And I hope the war stops, but with the recent escalations, I don't see it stopping now. I was hopeful the past few months with Trump being in office, and it seemed like they were starting to get meetings together. But I don't know. All the news recently, I'm pretty black-pilled on the Russia-Ukraine shit. It seems like war is inevitable at this point. Everyone wants it except for the United States and Russia.